Hey, look, it's the Aston Martin Vulcan, the king of asphalt.
No, don't be silly. It's dead.
With the arrival of the brand new 2018 spring update in Asphalt 8, some vehicles were added that could actually beat the Aston Martin Vulcan.
So thanks a lot, buddy, for being my multiplayer king for a few months. Because I got this car a few months ago and now it's already dead. It's kind of sad.
Today we are going to take a look at almost every single vehicle in this update with footage for that vehicle. All footage was provided from Zeus Enigma. Thank you very much to him. Link to his channel will be in description below. The vehicle I left out was the Ducati Dival S. And it's not because I have anything against that vehicle, it's because I couldn't find footage for it. So sorry about that. For the rest of the vehicles, we're going to take a look at them from least cool to the most cool factor. So let's start with the least cool vehicle. It's the vehicle that we already know about. It's the Apollo N. This car, unfortunately, is not the new Class B King. It's still pretty good, however. It's not the worst of the worst. It's not like the Aston Martin DB9, but it's definitely not the best, like the BMW Special Edition. So it's somewhere on the high side, but it's still not the best. Though the stats for this car at Max Pro are not too bad, you do have to keep in mind a few things. Number 1, to max this car, you need 2,000 mandatory tokens. This is a token upgrade vehicle, at least for some of the categories. For Pro Kit upgrades, you need 52 V8 engines. So this car is very hard to pro and very expensive to max. This car is also pretty nitro reliant. If you run out of nitro, your top speed is quite low, which is not a good thing. I did talk about this car in one of my previous videos, so I will have that in my outro as a video that you can click on, so you can take a look at that if you want, but that's all I'm saying for this vehicle. Let's move on. The next car we're looking at is the Vencer Tsar, and to be honest, this one's not that cool either. The shape of it just isn't as stunning as it could be, and the stats don't help it much either. The starting rank is 1407, and the max pro rank is 1540. That's not a big rank difference, so it's going to be hard to multiplayer tune this car. In addition, its tuning kit bonus is 20 measly points. That's not good. So this car will be pretty useless. It won't be a Class C King, and it's not a great car to look at. So, not that great. Let's move on to something a little bit cooler. Starting our cool list is the Zenvo St1 Gt. Now, don't get me wrong, this car is really bad in terms of stats, as its stock to max pro rank difference is not great enough to multiplayer tune this car. At max pro, this car can only go 284 miles an hour, which is really slow, and also for proing, you need V8 engine cards, which is really hard to get. So, stats for this car are really bad. However, the looks for this car are very unique, and I love it a lot. This car, I saw this in Forza Horizon 3, and it stunned me once I saw it. I had no idea this car would be added into Asphalt 8, but it is, and that's mind-blowing to me. So the looks, 10 out of 10, performance, 1 out of 10, but still, looks are pretty cool, right? Also, it's a championship car, so it shouldn't be too hard to win. And it requires 14 rare blueprints, which, I mean, if you don't win the championship, it still shouldn't be too hard to get 14 rare blueprints. At our number 2 spot is the Kawasaki Ninja H2r, which is definitely an Aston Martin Vulcan competitor and can probably beat the Aston Martin Vulcan on short tracks. Now, this bike is magnificent, and honestly, I wanted to put this at the number 1 spot, but you guys would probably get upset if I did that, so this is at our number 2 spot. Now, you may be looking at this footage and thinking, wait a minute, the total speed here is only 494 kilometers an hour, which is 307 miles an hour. Surely the Aston Martin Vulcan is faster than that. And you're right, the Aston Martin Vulcan is faster. But when this bike goes in supercharged mode, when it gets its extra nitrous, it can reach 327 miles an hour, which is the second fastest speed in the entire game. Guys, do you realize 327 miles an hour is faster than the Corvette Grand Sport? It's faster than the Devil 16. It's nearly as fast as the Mercedes-Benz Special Edition. 327 miles an hour. Sure, if you are going on a map that has no ramps like Azure Coast, then you will suffer with this bike because it's not going fast enough. But for maps like Nevada with a lot of ramps, you will do really well. You also have to remember that this bike has insane acceleration, very good handling and drifting, and almost perfect stats when there's a lot of ramps around. So it's gonna be a killer on maps with ramps. At our number 1 spot for the coolness factor, we have the Apollo Intensa Emotion. This car can definitely beat the Aston Martin Vulcan. If you don't believe me, I mean here, look at this footage. The car is almost the same as the Aston Martin Vulcan, but slightly better due to its a little faster top speed and similar stats. In this race, the Emotion beats the Aston Martin Vulcan by around half a second, which is not too much, but it's still enough to make a difference on events and multiplayer. So this is the new king of the game. However, keep in mind, the number 2 spot, the Kawasaki bike, could probably beat this car if it's on a map with a lot of ramps, like San Diego. You also have to keep in mind, this car will be part of an R&D, and it's probably going to be even harder than the Aris AF10 R&D, so very few people will win it. If that's the case, then since it's so rare, the Aston Martin Vulcan will still do really well. It will rarely face one of these Emotions. Another pretty big downside to this car is that it is the hardest car to upgrade. For maxing, you need a lot of tokens, mandatory token upgrades. You need 15,000 mandatory tokens to upgrade this car, which is absurd. That's well over $100, and you still need 1.5 million credits for the maxing part. For proing, you need over 2 million credits. So this car will cost you around $200 to pro and max. If you are one of the few people that managed to win it, well, congratulations. You have one of 2 kings of Asphalt 8, the second king being the Kawasaki bike. Well, that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please don't hesitate, smash the like button. Let's get 600 likes on this video, shall we? Also subscribe. We're like really close to 15,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me. Thank you guys so much for that. Feel free to also check out my YouTube social media. My YouTube Instagram recently passed 500 followers, which I'm quite proud of. So make sure to check that out. It's called @theofficialaxis. Also check out my Google Plus community called Cheese God Army, where you can post stuff, and that's some pretty fun stuff over there. So links will be in the description if you want to check those out. For those of you that want to leave right now, that's fine. The video for this is over. However, for those of you that want to stay, I do want to show you guys something. I am also playing a different video game. It's called BeamNG Drive, where it specializes with car collisions and crashes, and I have this pretty big video coming up. I want to see if you guys like it or not. So here is a clip of it. Hope you guys enjoy and like it. If you don't, feel free to tell me and I will try to change it as best as I can. That's all you get for the preview, so if you didn't like it, please let me know about it, because I want that video to do well, and if you liked it, please also let me know about that too. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you saw that BeamNG drive clip that I just showed, then you guys are my true fans. I really appreciate that. See you guys later.